Welcome back to the channel. So, as you can see from the title, me versus Dan, £1,000 challenge. So, how this came about, when we were walking around Mannheim in one of the other videos, he thought he was better than me. I thought I knew more, etc., etc. Listen, I should really bow to his superior knowledge. His age and time in this game is much, much longer than mine. So, he should win, right? He should win. I'm the underdog. I love an underdog. That's me, underdog. So, yeah, it just came about, a bit of banter. And the original thought was that we'd go to Mannheim and we'd both get a car. And we still might do that. But there is a slight change of plan, I think. So, because of the experience I had at Mannheim, although, like I said, overall I loved it, few issues, might get them at BCA as well. I've just not had any yet, or not that I can think of to hand anyway. We also thought Mannheim versus BCA. So Dan would go get his from Mannheim, I'll get mine from BCA, and we'll go like, auction versus auction, car versus car, me versus Dan, and see what we buy and see what just see how it all goes. So where we're at the moment is no one's bought a car. I'm looking now. So that is where we're at. Dan is going to a physical auction at Mannheim on his own in the next few days. He's hoping to, as he says, buy an orphan and a challenge car. Not really sure what the difference is going to be. It's going to be so interesting on what he gets and if we can outthink each other. But honestly, I don't know what he's buying. He doesn't know what I'm buying. So literally, until we see each other's car, we won't know. And I think that's the best way. The last thing I said to him was, I'm not going to tell you what I've bought when I do. Well, listen, he might get one first, but we'll see. So whoever buys it first cannot tell the other person. And then, when we do the reveal, I said to him, I'll probably go to his house. I'll park round the corner. I'll walk round. I'll film what he's got. And then he can film me driving in. And we can see the different reactions on different cars. And then maybe have a bit of a walk around each one. I don't know yet because I'm filming this bit right at the start. And this is probably going to be filmed over probably a week, maybe, little snippets. So we'll just have to see how we go. Might turn into a bit of a vlog of how I try and beat Dan. So the next bit I want to show you is the rules. So the rules have been set. The rules have been agreed. The rules have been imaginary signed for. So we've both signed the contract that this is what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the whiteboard and I'll show you exactly and talk you through the rules. Right, so whiteboard, pen, pre-written, Blue Peter. Anyway, rule number one, uno numero. The car has to be under £1,000, 1k. So what that means is under 1k before fees. So as long as the car is £1,000, the fees are on top. That's irrelevant. Just the purchase price. Has to be from an auction. Didn't write that there, but it does. So it's got to be an auction car. Numero deux. 3 days from pickup, it has to be on sale. So you've literally got from pickup 3 days to prep it, clean it, whatever you want to do with it. 3 days has to be on sale. We've decided on this one because, let's be honest, they're going to be shitters, right? Probably not good enough for Auto Trader. So I have a bit of a rule. Anything above like 2.5, I normally go Auto Trader. Could even be above 3 Auto Trader. The rest eBay. And I hate Facebook Marketplace. Dan loves it, but I think if I said we could do it on Facebook Marketplace, it might give Dan a tiny advantage, and I want it to be no advantages to anyone. It needs to be, solid. So, eBay only. Classified ad. The first one to sell their vehicle gets 100 points awarded. If sold in the first week, another 100 points. So the first one to sell it, that's 100 points. Anyone selling it in the first week, whether you're first or second, still get 100 points. After the first week's gone, nil point, no points for that. And then, for every £100 profit, and again by profit we mean from the £1,000, just forget about the fees for now. So from the £1,000, anything above that, within 100, you get 100 points. So, for instance, if I buy mine for £1,000 and I sell it for 1,100 quid, I'll only get 100 points because it's only 100 quid. Hopefully that makes sense. And then, the most points wins. Wins this. The badge of honour. Come on. It's got to stay here. Honestly, I so hope I don't lose. Do you know what? I say I'll never live it down. I'll never hear the end of it. I'll have to get some of them big ear muffs, yeah? Because he'll be chirping at me all the time. And do you know what? If he wins, rightly so as well. Because we give each other the same amount of chirpiness, banter. So, hopefully that makes sense. Like I said, we've both signed up to this. That is how it's going. All right, on to the next clip. I think I might lose. And I do not say that lightly. Why do I think this? We're about 2 days on maybe. And I'd already been looking for cars. So we're 2 days on since I filmed the rules. And I can't find a car. My normal selling bracket is, what an average, probably between lowest, this is averagely, normally, about 2.7 up to about 4.5. I don't normally dip down much lower than 2.7. I have occasionally. So I'm finding this really hard. I'm finding it really hard because I'm used to looking at grade 3 and above. And I'm now looking at up to grade 5. Some of them grade 5s are absolute shitters. And I mean, I don't know if you remember the Mannheim, remember that Focus, that the door was caved in. If you've not seen the video, go find the video. But there was a door caved in. This is what I'm looking at. Things like that. And I'm thinking, I can't buy that because I'm not going to be able to sell it. And not only going to sell it, so I'm wasting my money, I'm also going to lose. So I can't do that. So, and I can't spend any more money. So, what I've decided to do is broaden my horizons a little bit further. So, I was thinking, listen, Newcastle's not that far for me. Leeds, Brighouse, all great. Manchester, been a few times. I've expanded now, because I've looked through all them places, to Walsall. Apologies if you're from Walsall, but it may as well be easier for me to get to Bristol. To get to Walsall, I've got to get about 3 trains, right? So I thought, well, could I do Bristol? I got my brother a car from Bristol. He went and got it, though, so that's like a 3-hour train. Okay, that's doable. But it's a 5-hour drive back-ish. I don't want to do that in a shitter, do I? So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I think I've broadened it slightly to Preston, to Nottingham, Manchester, Newcastle, Leeds, Brighouse, and I'm going to give it another couple of days and see if I can pick anything out of there. I've put all my searches, so you can, on BCA app, you can like search, what grade you want, what mileage you want. That's the other thing, actually, key point. Mileage, I'm normally under 100,000. I've just left it open. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a couple of cars that I bidded on in a minute that I didn't win anyway. Some were lucky I didn't win. Anyway, so yeah. So I've got to open up grade 4, 5s, open mileage, and nothing. My filter is a grand. But I filtered it to £1.50 because I thought, well, some of them might go cheaper than Cap Clean. That's on Cap Clean price, sorry, yeah? So, yeah, it's been hard. So, a couple of ones I bid on. I bid on a V50 Volvo Estate. 09 plate. This is scary for me, but not for Dan. Yeah, he loves his Starship mileage, as I've said before. 137,000. All like that. No! I bid 950. It went to 975 because the auctioneer had put it into £25 bids. I pressed 1,000, and then luckily, someone bid more. I say lucky. There's a couple of things wrong with it. Electric window didn't work on one side, which is not a big issue. But then if you do start thinking about electrical gremlins and stuff, you might think, well, what else could be wrong with it? Handbrake was not fluctuating properly. And the worst thing, I think, actually was, it wasn't actually the car. It was when I checked the tax bracket after. Always check the tax bracket first. It was like 335 quid. And although they do have a bit of a following, them Volvo Estates, V50 probably is the shit one, I think. And, it was auto as well. It was in Nottingham. But I thought, not many people are going to have that as their main car, which means it's probably going to be a dog car, like what I use the Safira for. Do you want to pay 335 quid tax for the year? And in April, probably worse. Maybe not. That might have been a Daniel victory. So, luckily I got outbid. I bid on a Ford Galaxy. Woohoo! That was an 07 plate. It was maroon. It had done 155,000. I bid on it because I thought it was a Titanium X. So it was top spec. It had a short MOT. So that was a bit like, really, I just want this in and out. Ideally, I want something that's not failed in an MOT for a few years, decent mileage and decent history. But I'm not going to get that for under £1,000. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? But I don't think I will. So, yeah. What else did I bid on? On a couple of Vauxhall Astras. One I didn't bid on because when I checked the MOT, it had oil leak, and I thought I just don't want to get into that. And then another one. It was an 09 plate. It only done 65,000. It was in Manchester. And that I just got outbid on that one. And then the other one I went for was a Mini, which we know can be, well, we know from my last bill, it can be horrendous. But it was the 1.4 version, which I've had before, and it sold, I think it sold within a day, that one. I can't remember now, but it was really quick, a quick sale. The one I had only done 40,000 miles though, and this one had done 89. It was in that creamy white colour. Nice enough. Got outbid on that one. Got outbid. And then there was there another Astra? Oh, sorry, Insignia. It was a grade 5. I was taking a real risk on this one. I mean, it was a black Insignia. They're all black, aren't they? I don't think I've seen an Insignia that's not black. My brother's had 2 of them. Anyway, if I'm really honest, I lost my bottle on that one. So I was bidding along, and it went to 800 quid. And I'm thinking, I need a car, but I'm not desperate. I mean, this had headlights were smashed. There was the back door. It wasn't caved in, but it was dented. Looks like someone just rammed it with a shopping trolley. There was scratches on it, and I thought, I can't be arsed polishing it. You know, there's a lot of things I'm not going to be bothered to do on this one. As much I want to win and I want to make it good, I don't want to spend like ridiculous amount of time on an absolute bag of shit. So I bottled it. I didn't bottle it, actually. I was pretty sensible. I stopped bidding at 800 quid and it went for 875 because the auctioneer had done the 25 quids again. So that was the history. Oh, sorry, one more. A Fiat 500. You know I love my Fiat 500s. But this one was a twin air. And I don't like twin airs. I don't think they sell very well. Loads of problems, even more than the normal 1.2s. But I thought, sod it. Let's go for it. It'd done 102,000 miles. It was a 59 plate. I got outbid. Well, I didn't get outbid. It went over the 1,000. I was winning it at £1,000 and someone clicked or swiped one more and it went to 1,050. So yeah, I didn't get that. So like I said, it's been an absolute nightmare. I've been bidding on cars and cars and cars and got nothing. So we'll have to find out what happens in a few days. I'm going to carry on. Daniel still hasn't been to the auction yet. I think he's going tomorrow. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I'm hoping to get one before him, just so, well, for no other reason than a small victory. I got my car first. And if the small victory, I got mine first, gets in his head, he might buy a shitter just because he's rushing. I need to get a car first. Right, I'm off back on the auction. On to the next clip. Back in the garage, we have a winner. Well, not a winner, but I do have a car. And I do have it before Danny Boy. Danny Man. Dan the man. He hasn't got one yet. Well, he hasn't told me he's got one yet. And I think he would tell me. He wouldn't tell me what it is, but I think he'd tell me. So I'm not going to tell you what I've bought just yet, because I think it might be quite good for you to see when Dan sees. So you can see his reaction, and then you can see what yourself thinks, I guess. But what I will do is tell you a little bit about it. Am I happy with it? I think it's the best I could do. So what I mean by that is I've stayed in my lane, as in I like my first time driver cars, small cars. So that's where I've stayed in my lane. I've probably entered Daniel's lane a little bit, you know, where he says he's orphans and stuff. Cars that no one buys. People definitely buy these. In fact, I'd probably say this is one of the best sellers in the UK for many years. That's why I went with it. However, and there is a couple of howevers, it's red. It's got lack appeal. It's got one wing mirror different colour to the other one. I shit you not. But I have ordered a cap for it. So by the time I put it for sale, I'll have 2 matching wing mirrors. What else has it got? I tell you what it has got. I can't remember if it's got 5, 6 or 7 service stamps. I think it's 6. So 6 service stamps on 80,000 miles. So listen, it's not full, but it's also not horrendous. So I'm all right with that. When I pick it up, I'll have to see if the services are towards now or if they were ages ago. I'm pretty sure on the report it said the last one was done in, it was either 23 or 24, but it was only about 4,000 miles ago. So we might be all right. So yeah, let's just say it's 6, 7, whatever. It's not full. It's done 80,000 miles. So 1 litre. So 80,000 for 1 litre. It's all right, innit? It should be fine. It's a 61 plate. So it's 2011 in September. What else can I tell you? MOT history. Last 3, no advisories. That's good and bad. It's good. It's a great selling point. As long as the buyer doesn't think, oh shit, loads are going to go wrong now then, because nothing's been wrong. Depends what mindset they're in. I like it. It's a good thing. And it shows a good history. And then the other thing is, when I run it through like a vehicle score or whatever, it's got quite a high score. 700 and... It's either 36 or 68, something like that. High 700s anyway, let's say. So that's pretty good as well. So on paper, it's a good one. It's a good buy. It's a popular car. It's just red. Again, I love red cars. For me, selling them's a different thing. Maybe that's going to be my problem, the lack appeal. But then again, I'm not used to selling like, you know, these really cheap ones. I'm used to selling cheap cars, but there is levels, right? When my cars go out at 4.5 grand, they are mint. I can't even say the word. They are done very, very good to a very high standard. This one, I don't think I can. The front bumper, it's got red bumpers as well. The lack appeals mainly on the rear bumper. The front bumper It's a different colour red. This car's like a bloody quilt, a patchwork quilt. It's a different red on the bumper, front bumper, different colour wing mirrors. The rest of it is just red though. So listen, we'll see. So I think we'll leave it there. Please like and subscribe. This is the end of part 1. I'm hoping this is going to be 2 parts. Might even be 3, depending on what content we can get. But I'm hoping it's 2. Keep it nice and simple. So, again, if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot. It does keep us entertained. It does keep me, motivated to make more of these videos. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Drop a comment below on what car you think I've bought if you've got this far in the video. Hope you have. Hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, pop in what you think I've got. And what you think Dan will buy. You know, Dan normally buys things like Qashqais, Renault Scenics, Moduses. He loves a Skoda. Yeah, so put in what you think he'll buy. Put in what you think I'll buy. And also, who do you think's going to win? Underdog or Danny Boy? Danny Man. So, please, again, lastly, like, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much. We'll see you in part 2. Goodbye.